Hey, you're now tuned into Underdog Talk. I'm your host, Eric Jones Jr., the underdog with the heroic heart, and I have conversations with successful underdogs. And today I have comedian and podcaster Rome Davis. How are you doing today, sir?
I'm good. I appreciate you having me. How y'all feeling?
I'm good, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm tired as can be. Like I've had today. I got you and then another person I'm recording with. Then yesterday I had two people, and then being a teacher, you still got to do stuff after school. So yeah, brother, tired. Like tomorrow, and then tomorrow I'm on somebody else's podcast. So it's like all week I'm just working. So at some point I get some rest, but I'm tired. But before we get into our conversation, today's episode is brought to you by Christian Dewan. It's my personal brand, me and my son. Positive energy through your clothes. If you use the promo code Underdog Talk, and Underdog is spelled UNDERDAWG Talk, you get 15% off the pod. I mean, that's a podcast, but the website is www.christian Dewan is spelled DEJUAN.com, and you get 15% off. You use that promo code. So we have Mr. Rome Davis. He's a comedian. Now, I'm not a comedian, but I think I'm pretty funny. I think I'm a funny guy. But I got good questions to ask because I told people when I get there with the money, one day I'm going to do stand up. Just do one, just to try it out, just to see if, how it would go. So, how did you get started being a comedian? Was it something you've been funny since a kid? Something you grew to love as you got older? How did that go for you?
I was always funny. I was always funny when I was a kid, even as an adult. Um, Back in 2018, my uncle passed. I was real close with him. I used to go hang out with him, and he always was giving me like we would meet up once a week and have these talks. Um, so for New Year's Eve, if you ever been to a black church, they do like this whole thing. We got to bring in the flowers and stuff for New Year's Eve. Well, my mom and dad wouldn't go to the Funny Bone, the Virginia Beach Funny Bone, and I was gonna sit in the house. I was like, I don't want to go out. So they ended up going to the church, but they gave me the tickets, and I had took a friend with me, and Godfrey was performing. And at the Virginia Beach Funny Bone, which is the 757's biggest comedy club. And they have a comedy school there. It had a sign that say no comedy school classes start like January or something like that. And I saw Godfrey perform, and I remember I was just standing like in the lobby, the bar area, and he just walks past me. He said, "You gonna sign up for it?" I said, "I'm thinking about it." He said, "You should do it." So I went to comedy school. I did 6 weeks of comedy school in 2019, and I ain't looked back since.
That's funny. I actually seen him this year. I seen him when he came here to Indianapolis. And he's funny. Like he's hilarious. Like I seen him like, how you see people on the internet or on shows, but then sometimes in person they're not as funny. But yeah, he's definitely a funny guy. So that's dope. I like, to be honest, I didn't really think of it having like comedy school. Like I figure you just go and you do work on your craft at home or however, and then you just go to like shows or whatever. So what did like comedy school consist of? What did you actually like have to do to, you know, during that time?
Man, let me tell you. In 6 weeks, the first week you get a tech. It's like your introduction course. The class is like 250, and the first class I had a friend that was supposed to go with me, different female friend, and she didn't pull up. She's like, I can't make it or something. So I went with my pops. Now I'm 30 at the time. And I got my 58-year-old father going down to a comedy school with me because my nerves was bad. And I'm like, I don't know. So this man come up to me. Me and my pops, we just chilling. And we walking out the class. Hey, if you really gonna do it, I'm gonna pay half. I said, oh, okay, because I ain't had 250 at the time. So I bet. So I just got to come with a cool 125. He paid the course. I can rock with it. So the first they give you like this little textbook. They give you, week by week stuff. It's not really a textbook. It was just a 3-ring binder with some paper in it. And we just writing down. We write it, build up our set. So I think like the 4th week we were in there because we had like a big class where people dropped out because
Yeah.
it challenged you, man. It really challenged you. And if you look at me, I don't look like I'm funny. I don't look like I'm a comedian. I look like I can do whatever. That 4th week, man, we got down about, we went from like a class of like maybe 25 people to like maybe a good 7, 8. And that 4th week, they said, you know what? It's called, we got to get ready. So we got to actually perform in front of a crowd. So they sent us on a Thursday to like this comedy club called Kazi's in Newport News. Bruh, can I cuss up here? Oh, no,
Yeah,
nah,
yeah.
Okay. I almost shitted on myself. Oh, like it literally bubbles in my stomach because it was class on a Sunday, so I'm like, I don't know if you ever got nervous before when you start asking to go somewhere, you start asking everybody and their mom, hey, you wanna come with me to go? So my boy came up with me in the class. We went up there and we put our name on the list, and the class, I was the first one to go. I was so nervous, bro. I was so fucking nervous. So the 5th week, they put us in like this simulation. And in this simulation, it's called Hell Week. So you go to like different ways how the crowd reacts. You got the town hall meeting where people jump over everything. You got the overzealous audience with one person trying to flirt with you and say wild stuff to you in the crowd, bar fight. And if you're the strongest one in the classroom, they gave you the silent treatment, where you literally are telling jokes and ain't nobody listening. You just got to keep spitting them jokes, right? And let me tell you, that's some hurtful shit, boy, when you go through that quiet. So I went through quiet. Boy, I was so happy to get out that quiet one. And then eventually, as time went past, that last week we graduated, everybody was, he put us in order about who was doing what, and he gave me 10 minutes. So my first set was 10 minutes. If you watch, it's still on my YouTube channel. I still got it. And I remember the lady that was dropped out of my class sat there, and I was telling the jokes, and I said something, and you could hear me giggle so hard, like laugh, because her tooth fell out on the thing, and I seen it because I'm like, ugh. So yeah, I mean, I was like, her tooth fell out. So yeah, that's how it went. That's how it went. Her tooth fell out because I made her laugh so hard, and I didn't think I was that funny, man. But I was so relieved to get it over with. I mean, it was dope. I had fun.
That's what's up, man. I don't know if I could be telling a joke and they tooth fall out in front of me. I'm gonna be dead. Like I'm gonna be cracking up. Like I might even throw some jokes that the tooth came out. They're gonna be like, "Why you laughing?" And I might have some jokes for the tooth coming out because it's like that would be so hilarious. Like sitting there, you telling jokes. You like, all right, I'm kind of at the end of this, and bam, a tooth fall. Oh man. And then you say you're like, I ain't almost like been nervous to where my stomach bubble like that, but I've definitely been nervous to where like I'm like, oh, I don't even want to do this. Like I don't know why I signed up for this. Like what was I thinking? Like that's like the first time I went to go speak at a school, I was nervous. Like I was so nervous, and I kind of messed up. Like the kids kind of threw me off. They was kind of disruptive, and I was like, all right, bet. Let's go hoop. I was like, all right, we can go hoop. The teacher was like, yeah, we can go to the gym. And that changed everything because I had to make an adjustment because I was like, this is going downhill. This isn't going the way I thought it was going to go. And I had to be like, all right, let me make an adjustment. But that's dope. I really didn't know like about like comedian school. But like some of the stuff you say, like it makes sense of what you have to do because if you go somewhere and nobody's saying nothing, you still got to do your show. You still, it don't matter if you got an hour, 30 minutes, 10 minutes. You got to do your set.
You
If
gotta
you don't
do
do
it.
your set, you might as well lost that money. Because say you get paid whatever, maybe a couple hundred, and you go out there, nobody laugh. You still got paid.
Yeah.
So what kind of comedian are you? Are you a person that can tell stories that's funny? Are you a jokester? Like, what kind of, like, when someone comes to your show, what kind of can they expect, like, from you?
Man, I'm like a hybrid jokester and storyteller. Um, because all the stand up that I watch on a consistent basis. And when I actually left and graduated comedy school, I still continued taking classes at this thing called Performance Playground. If you're ever in the 757 and you're not doing anything on a Thursday, Performance Playground is where you want to be at, right? So I was still taking classes and I was just learning game. So I rely on my intellect um, on the mic. I really rely on my like putting jokes over your head type shit that makes you think. I'm not a big fan of the physical comedy where you see, and I've been on the stage when I seen people do that, like before they do it, hump the stage, take the microphone, use it as the penis, and I got to touch the microphone after them, and I don't do that stuff, man. I can't do it. I just now got comfortable using the F word on the stage because when we was in class, we couldn't use the F to seal the N word. So I just now started using the F word after 3 years of me being on the stage. Actually, start feeling comfortable using the F word on the stage. So you'll see intellect. You're gonna hear about me talk about my jobs that I've worked, my family, friends, my dating life, some of these conspiracy theories I got in my head. Like if I think Rapunzel was black, would that prince still climb up on the side of her head? No, because she's not. Like stupid shit all the time. you know.
Hey man, you a fool. Oh, that's hilarious. Okay, that's I like that. I like that. I think I'm a good storyteller just cuz like the stuff that I go through, like I see some of the craziest stuff. Like I don't think I know there's people out in the world that see it, but I see the most randomest, craziest things. No matter, like it could be just random stuff. Like I was outside talking to somebody and I'm in on the sidewalk. So I got a sidewalk, I got some grass, here. So I'm walking up and down, I'm talking, and I live right across the street from a gas station. So people, they about to turn, and I hear yelling. The driver get to stealing on the passenger, just rah, rah, rah. I'm like, it's two white ladies. I'm like, what the heck? They stop and they drive off. And I'm like, what in the world just happened? And that's like, I just like, that's just the crazy stuff that I see. I see so many fights. I see the craziest stuff. And I just try to, because with speaking, I got to tell stories. So I think I can tell a funny story or I can tell a serious story. So I'm a storyteller. So, um, who do you study? Who do you watch? Like, cause I watch a lot of like I don't watch a lot of movies, but I watch stand up. I like to laugh. I'm funny, like so I like to laugh. So I watch some stand up. Who are people that you like as you getting in the game? Who are you watching like and studying?
My study is like gonna be like a little different, right? So for comedy, I grew up as like anybody that didn't, a lot of people did Kings of Comedy. I grew up a blue collar comedy to a person. So Jeff Foxworthy, Ron White, Larry the Cable Guy. That's what I loved. And then I eventually gravitated towards Kings of Comedy after the success that it had. So uh I actually had on my show, and I actually did his show for him, and that was Michael Colyar. He's and D Militant. Michael Colyar and D Militant are two people that I've studied religiously. I've watched their sets, I've studied them, and then when you study, for me, like even though I've seen uh, Michael Colyar on Def Comedy Jam thousands of times, I actually now am at the point where I'll watch it on mute. And the reason I watch it on mute is because I want to see his interaction, his stage presence, the way that he carries himself, Him, them two, and if a lot of people really sleep on him, they just associate him with Wild Not 85 South Show. It's
Yeah.
Carlos Miller.
Yep. That's my dog right there.
If you ain't seen Heart of the City or Kevin Hart Presents on Tubi, his 30 minutes that he did from start to finish, it's just like how keeping it real, how I do my comedy. It's a smooth jazz conversation. It's not like I'm going up there telling jokes. You like, man, what is he talking about? This dude really telling this. You don't believe him, but then you believe him because this is life. Like you said,
Yeah.
those two women that was
Yeah.
fighting. See, that sounds like a typical day in Norfolk. Cause like I remember one time I was coming home from a show and I saw a dude have a whole rap battle by himself. So he was like going against himself. Then he was the referee and the crowd at the same time. So
Hey man, that hold on. You know what's so funny? Cause so where my school is that I work at is on the south side of Indianapolis. So like you see a lot of crackhead activity. And so when we going home, we like one day we just kept seeing it's a whole dude. He's singing, he dancing. Then you know how the top of the garbage got that hole. The
mm-hmm.
dude got the top of the garbage on and doing a hula hoop in the middle of downtown. I'm like, Lord, what is going on? I'm like, I see a lot, and I ain't gonna lie, I live in the hood. My next door neighbor, I don't know, he's some type of drug addict, so I didn't see him argue with himself, like full fledged. You would think like you be like, dang, who he talking to? Oh, he talking to himself, cussing himself out, talking about what he gonna do. Like, you all right over there? Like, what's going on, buddy? So I definitely see the crackhead activity. Yeah, and the prostituting. Like,
uh,
listen, I live like when I first moved here, it's 6 o'clock in the morning. What is going on? Right when I say across, so my house is right, like right there, right here, and literally 10 steps you're on the sidewalk. I done seen women get dropped off in one car, she get picked up in another. This is during COVID. I'm like, prostitution ain't got COVID on it. Like, what's going on, y'all? I know it's COVID out here, right? Like, I hope y'all strapping up. You gonna get more than what you want for that $40. You gonna get a little bit more than yeah. It's COVID and she prostituting. Okay, you gonna get something you can't recover from.
This shit be
Yeah,
rough.
that's
He was
so.
spitting too. He was spitting hard. Like, yeah, buddy. And I'm like, damn, what's going on? And then he was like, ooh. And I wanted to join in so bad. I was like, nah.
Hey, I would have dang near recorded that. I would have had to record that. So people that I watch, Carlos definitely. I watch 85 South like all the time. Like I watch them all the time. Cause like like you said, Carlos is just somebody that's funny from the hood. Like the stories he tell or the stuff he say, like it's people that think like that. It's like he right. And then let's see who else I watch. Recently I watched Richard Pryor. I watched Kevin Hart and Mike Epps, but I watch anybody really. I give anybody a little shot. I can't think of what Buddy name is. He just had a special on not HBO but Netflix. Light skinned dude. It was he was funny. I seen it on Facebook. I can't think of what his name is, but he's funny. Like I watch different people. I give people a shot just like I do with music. Like I remember Larry the Cable Guy. So I watch, different people. I actually go to a lot of comedy shows. Like I said, I went to go see Godfrey. I seen Wildin' Out or not Wildin' Out, what they call 85 South before they started 85 South. So I go to comedy shows a lot. So I would say I don't study them, but I just watch them and see how they like present their jokes. Like, like you said, you, Carlos, y'all similar. Like, Kevin Hart's more naturally funny than stand-up funny to me. And some people can't, I think I'm probably just naturally funny and I don't think I could do stand-up. I don't know. So when you did your first stand-up, how did it go? Like when you not in school, like after school.
after school, I was going to this pub called Southern Flair, and I was going up there to go tell the same joke. So it was like a Monday, and if you ain't never been to Virginia's comedy scene, you got a lot of Christian comedians or Christian based, and you can't be dirty, but you can still be vulgar. Like it's different here. So it went good. Um, but in that third week, boy, soft man, dude cut my hair now. My barber now, man, it was like these four white drunk cats, so like two ladies and a dude, military cats. You know, you had a bar, but you gonna expect drunk, loud people. You know what I mean? So what we was performing, there wasn't even a stage, just a section of the restaurant, and then the bar is right to the right of us, jukebox to the left. They started talking over our jokes, bro. It turned to a fist fight. I literally saw the dude that cuts my hair now. Shout out to Moot. Take about three dudes on by himself and won.
Dang.
And I felt bad because I had just invited these cats that came out to comedy school after me to come to that open mic. He's like, oh, but they ain't my first fight. They ain't my first fight though. They ain't my first bar fight since I've been in comedy. I done seen people get swung on. I done seen the hecklers get knocked down after the fight. I done had a chicken wing thrown at me before. So I must have did good because them chicken wings is expensive here. So I done did well. You know what I mean?
That's yeah. You throw a chicken wing. Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know if I'm throwing a chicken wing. Like I might throw the bone, but I ain't throwing with the meat on it. No, I ain't on that. But that's crazy that like I mean I was gonna ask that if like a heckler has got to the point where you had to, throw hands because like people I don't know why people do that. Like I don't like if I was at a show and I was sitting up front and somebody in the comedian was joking on me, I'm definitely gonna joke back. I'm definitely gonna have jokes. Like I'm not gonna sit there, but I'm not gonna keep messing with them. Like I understand it's a show. I'm gonna let them keep going. We might have our little segment and we keep moving. So I never really understand that why people do that. But if you sit in the front seat at a show, you might get roasted. So if you wear something dumb, if you got something silly, and your people ain't tell you, that's your fault. That's your fault.
Okay.
So, are you the type of person that can are you the type that when you're on stage you joke on the crowd, or you leave them alone?
I did. Ooh, oh shit. I have, and it's been like maybe 1-2 times it ain't work in my favor. Uh, I'll do it sometimes just to joke around, but I don't go in because I know with my training and then all the stuff that I've watched, like I can go for the juggler if it gets to that level. But like I had it one time, this lady, bro, and it's at the same mic from this showcase that I did, and this lady for 3 weeks, bro, just heckled me and my homeboys. Just every week had some smart shit to say out of her mouth. And then I remember I said, yo, her legs were like two rolled up sleeping bags. She had burnt marshmallows for a wig. You know.
He said her legs look like two sleeping bags rolled up.
And it was a Monday. So I
know she was pissed.
yeah, they
I
was
know she was
pissed.
pissed.
And they cut the mic off on me for roasting her that bad. Cause it was like you shouldn't be doing that and this. And
No.
I was like, bro, she started it. Y'all not taking my side. So I think maybe after like 3 weeks that mic just closed down. And I remember going to my then teacher before he moved, and I told him about the situation. He's like, man, and this is some advice I get to anybody that's trying to do entertainment, trying to get into it. Stop trying to bring heaven into hell. Entertainment industry is hell, So these so-called Christians and stuff like that. It's great that you have the faith, but don't try to become like this religious hypocrite and you trying to go into a hell infested environment, which is entertainment. That entertaining, being a content creator, and you should know, too, from being a podcaster is literal hell. You go through things where people probably don't show up. They show up late. The conversation's dry. You know how that shit go. I know it
Yeah.
from my podcast too. You ready to throw hands. You telling people, hey man, my podcast episode just came out. You should check it out. Oh, I don't watch podcasts, but then they gonna share some shit from like another page. That's the same topic as what you didn't say.
Man, that 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 be the worst. You be like, okay, I said the same thing just because, and it's like just because that person has a title or they got some type of money, like I said the same thing. Me and you are more similar than this person, but you'll retweet or you'll reshare their stuff. But and I got to the point where it's like, oh well, whoever like it or whatever, they gonna share it. Like I stopped depending on support from those close because they sometimes they just don't. it just happens that way. So where do you see yourself with comedy? Where do you see yourself going? You see yourself getting a special? You see yourself, how do you see this for you?
Special, I'm working on a special now. So comedy, man, I see myself in the next years. I don't know. Actually making income that's gonna surpass the job that I work and then some. So I can end up leaving job. I can see me doing entertainment full time. There's different realms, you know, not trying to, because we both doing it. Like I peeped both your pages out. We both trying to just brand. So just branding myself to the point where it's like, all right, well, I know Rome Davis gonna be on the microphone. So I know this shit about to be fire. You know what I mean? And then doing some of the thing that Michael Colyar did for me. Because I was 2 years in the comedy game. I was a year and a half in podcasting. And he gave me an interview. Nori Davis, co-signed by Dave Chappelle, gave me an interview. And Michael Colyar actually was my first comedian professional comedian that actually performed from. So that's something I want to do. I want to actually do what he did. Like, hey, bro, I gotta show, and that's what I'm trying to do now. Actually, with the podcast now, just show love back. Get my blessings back that I done got already.
I'm definitely the same way. Like, people give you opportunity. Like when I get on somebody else's, I'm like, I thank you for the opportunity, for me to be able to share. And like you said, build your brand because you never know who might be listening. You never know who they know. Like I done had a couple guests on my show and we done other stuff where I done got other opportunities from that guest. And just being, having people on the show. Everybody can't get on your show. So like people stop just because somebody got a podcast and them don't mean you getting on because some of y'all ain't got shit to talk about. Like I hate when people reply to those when you put a post like I did and I got you and they be like, oh, I'm interested. All right, what do you talk about? What do you want me to talk? No, what do you talk about? You should know what you talk about. Do you got a story? Do you have a specific topic? Like I'm like, man, if you don't get out my inbox, you don't even know what you talk, man. Like I hate that. Like you supposed to know and be ready to know, like be able to. If somebody could be like, all right, I need a guest tonight. I got it. This is what I talk about. This is my story. Or you got a topic you want me to talk about? I could talk about it. Like you got to be like ready. You can't be That's like if somebody be like, hey, I need you to come and perform tonight. I need we had a comedian drop out. You got something? You got material. I'm sure you ain't got to go pick up no paper, none of that. You got it. Oh, yeah, I'm ready. How much you say I'm getting paid? Oh, okay, I'll be there. Because you got to be ready. You can't just say you want to do something or get into a field because your friends do it. Stay in your lane. Like, everybody different. Everybody different. Like, I know I'm funny. People laugh, but I'm not going to be like, oh, let me go be a comedian. Nah, that might not be my lane.
Yeah.
That might not, and I might go up there and boo, get your ass off the stage, and I'm gonna be like, yep, let me go back to teaching and podcasting. Let me go back to what I was doing before this. But everybody's different. So I don't want to be like tell a joke or nothing because that sounds kind of corny or like, yeah. So where like do you see yourself dominating your state, your city?
Nah.
Or do you see yourself like going to wherever where the comedians at. You trying to go to? As I think it's either for us as black people, it's like you can go. People say Atlanta because that's where everybody at. That's where you can build, or you go to LA and you got to deal with you know the other color and all that bullshit that go along with in the funny business. So where do you want to go? Is it you want to go your own route, or are you trying to go to Hollywood and go at that route?
Man, I go my own route. Cause like funny is funny no matter what color you is. Like people say, not trying to say
That's
anything
true.
bad, but like some people say like, oh man, black people get more love in Atlanta than LA. No. Your jokes are universal. You just gotta know your lane. Like if like let me prime example, Kevin Hart, right? If you watch Kevin Hart stuff, it's like Bob Hart stuff. It's safe in a sense. It's not trending like if they talk about politics and shit like that. He's gonna talk about his family, his friends, his life, uh, just shit that he didn't see, right? So his shit can go all 50 states, go overseas, go up in Canada, whatever, because that's just what his jokes is. So as far as the realm that I see, I don't want to like toot my own horn or come off cocky. I don't even get love in my own city. You feel what I'm saying? And because the way that this game works is because it's like golf, it's a one man sport. You got to go your own way. So, to any comedian out there, don't focus on just like comedy clubs. Try and go to the bars, jump on open mics. Don't be afraid to drive 2-3 hours just to get 5 minutes in. It happens. Record everything that you do, play it back. Don't put everything online. Put like a snippet, like I do sometimes. Put a
Yep.
snippet of what you do, and then the shit that you have is going to be unedited, and that's what comedy clubs like to see. So get some bubble mailers, a little template letter, put your information in with your social media, put the flash drive in there, and start mailing them shits out, and they'll start knocking. Join these Facebook groups like how we met on the Facebook group. Respond back to those shows. Jump on as many podcasts as you can to try and get your name out there when you're not doing a comedy show. So I want to dominate worldwide. I want to go worldwide. I want to be able to take my jokes, my material, my content, myself, my brand, and go to Just for Laughs in Canada, go to Atlanta Comedy Theater, go to I actually done LA before, but go back to LA. Go to my goal one day, honestly, is to get in New York and just do one open mic at the Comedy Cellar or Gotham Comedy Club. One of them clubs would get Rome Davis. That's my goal because you know it's the sarcastic asshole jokes up there. It's like the shits that go over your head, and that's what my jokes is. Is the intellect sarcastic asshole jokes. That's gonna make me, come on now. Who else don't think about if Rapunzel was black or what's the shit I said the other week? I'm working on it. I was like, yeah, I put everything in the air fryer, hamburgers. I put steaks in there. Everything I eat, even pussy, go in the air fryer. Like I say stupid shit like that. But yeah, just that's what I want to do.
That's funny. Mm. That- my bad. But yeah,
You
that's
good?
funny. That's funny as hell. But and I like that because that's kind of how I am. I'm a lovable asshole, and everybody can take my sarcasm because it's like this. Because some stuff just it'd be like this is common sense. Like, why would you ask me that, or why would you say that to me? Like, that makes no sense at all. I was gonna say, excuse me, can you give three tips? But you kind of already gave some tips to people that are comedians. Excuse me. But I would say give three tips to people that are starting off, like that are on the fence. Because I don't know if a lot of people know about comedy school or stuff of that. Like you're on the fence, you think you're funny, you might want to do it. You don't. They might not want to know about the comedy school route. What are some like three things that people can do that want to get in the comedy game where they can get recognized? Not what you just said, but in in a different way.
Well, one, just don't tell everybody everything that you about to do. Don't let them know your move. If you're gonna be a comedian or try and get into the comedian, do an open mic, go do it. Don't talk yourself out of it. Don't talk to everybody about it. And two, don't limit yourself to say that you're a comedian because now you're creating content. So you're a content creator, whether you're doing skits, stand up, both, or whatever, and always have a different like lane. In your lanes that you do, in the lanes that you do, not don't just focus on the microphone on the stage. Don't just focus on doing the skits. Do other shit because naturally, because you either acting out your own set, you become an actor. Because you're writing jokes, you're a writer. You see how Seinfeld blew up with his shit. Martin did too. And try and do more than one thing, because you're not gonna want to tour, do a 30 city tour all the time on the road. You want to get residual incomes, write a sitcom or podcast. And that's another thing I got to get out of the habit of saying too. I got to stop saying podcast because it's not a podcast. I don't want to limit myself to say podcast. I'm going to say talk show now. I got to get out the habit of saying that shit. Carlos Miller said it on Earn Your Leisure, his Earn Your Leisure interview, and on Big Facts podcast. Get in your lane, man, and start focusing on it. But please, by all means, I'm going to keep repeating. I know I'm rambling. Don't tell everybody everything that you want to fucking do. You're going to have a hater out there that's going to try and talk you out of it. You're going to have somebody that's going to... I remember I came out of comedy school and I stopped talking to the chick. She didn't come to my graduation, but she kept telling me, oh, I'm funny. My friends say I should do stand-up. Well, go fucking do it. Go do an open mic. Go fucking do it. Don't tell me what you're doing. She says, well, I'm not going to go this week. I said, well, whenever you're ready, I'll buy you a drink and I'll come pick you up. Ain't never did it. I started my podcast. Oh, my friend said I should have a podcast. Okay, go fucking start the podcast. Don't tell me what the fuck you want to do. Go do it. Cause that's a competition. Some people are looking to bring you down because they see you actually chasing your dreams. And also to my comedians, don't let your jobs know that you're a comedian because you're going to have some coworkers, and I got one in my job now that I can bust his ass. That's going to try and roast and then get in their feelings when you get the best of them. Like, just leave me alone. Like, I have professional training, literally. Leave me alone. Don't come with the jokes because I'm going to say some shit. And then next thing you know, 10 minutes down the line, I'm getting called in the office because I done slipped up and said that every time you go late in, every time you get out your bed, I know your pillow's having a conversation about domestic violence because your big ass head. I'll say some crazy shit. Leave me alone. Leave me alone, bro. I don't like when people are just random thing. Oh, I'm a roast you. Like, no, like I'm gonna give you 3 times to get a roast in, and I'm gonna warn you the first time. I'm gonna give you that's all on the rope because I'm gonna light you up. You know what I mean? This is what I do 3-4 times out the week. So leave me alone on the roast. So
hey, I feel you. I appreciate them tips because those are very helpful for people. Not just people in comedy, but people that want to create content. Those are some good things. I feel the same way. Like, don't come roasting at me. Don't think just cause. Don't think it's not gonna go the way you think. I be trying to tell people, especially like, cause I work in schools and women they got the little joke if I ain't got a haircut or something. I'm like, listen. You might want to go find you something to do. I remember this girl, she was trying to joke on me. I was like, man, if you don't get your all seasons weave out of here, man, listen. I worked at, it was when I was younger, I worked at McDonald's. And so I'm on the headset. So it's other people in the headset. And I said this, they couldn't even take orders no more. They freaking dying laughing because I'm like, man, you done had the same weave in summer, winter, fall, all of it. Like, it's time to switch it. She was so mad. I'm like, don't try to joke because of the way I look, because I'm telling you, it's not the type of money you want. That's like, it's not. But man, I appreciate you. You're a funny dude. You wasn't trying to be funny. You slipped some jokes in there. We had a real conversation with you. And I learned some stuff about comedy. Like I said, I didn't know it was a school. Learn different stuff that you have to do, and it's not easy. Like just because you think you funny, don't think you can get on that stage because you embarrass yourself. But before we get out of here, before you tell people how they can reach you, go see you, go, check out you online or whatever. I need a quote. I always ask my guests for a quote. It could be your quote. It could be a quote you saw. It could be a quote you live by, but give us a quote.
Man, be comfortable being uncomfortable. That's from LeBron James. Once you don't get comfortable, but just be uncomfortable being comfortable. Like be comfortable being uncomfortable, because this is what this shit is. You feel what I'm saying? This shit between me and you, it used to be illegal back in the day. Now our voices have changed the fucking culture. So be comfortable being uncomfortable. Don't be afraid to try some new shit. If it don't work out, do it again. Plain and simple.
I love it. I love it because it's sometimes, especially when you try something new, it's uncomfortable. Especially when you gotta do everything on your own. When you gotta edit, when you gotta make the flyers, when you gotta set the interview up, you gotta remember to put it on the calendar. You gotta do everything. Yeah, it's uncomfortable, but like it's rewarding. So be comfortable being uncomfortable because it's rewarding. So before we get out of here, tell people how they can reach you online, how they can check you out.
Man, you can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok at Rome X Diddy. Just like at the bottom of the screen. Check out the show that I have. No I.D. I'll be getting Eric up there. I just gotta get some affairs in order. That's at No I.D Media TV. That's also on YouTube. Click the link in my bio. Boom. Like, share, comment, subscribe, rate. But also support what Eric is doing as well too, because we need more Black content as a whole. You feel what I'm saying? We don't have that Black positive content. Like I know it's your show because we usually get the ones that associate us with drugs and poverty and thug life. Us uplifting each other, actually having positive Black content. It's actually what we need. So we need more Black talk shows, Black podcasts, cooking channels, kid shows. We need that shit because we don't have that shit now. Now we got fucking Power and Empire and Family Business. This is the shit that we have. We need more of these talking conversations between Black people to see how they're getting their journey. Plain and simple. Support Black content creators. Support Black content. Positive Black content in general. Plain and simple.
Appreciate that. Y'all heard how y'all can reach him. Rome X Diddy. Everything. I have I have all the links in the show notes. You can reach me on Underdog Talk podcast on Facebook, Instagram, on Facebook, or not Facebook, YouTube, and then on any podcast platform, Underdog Talk podcast at Gmail. If you got good things, bad things, if you want to be a guest, if you want to find more out about a guest, whatever the case may be. You got any closing words?
Nah, man, just keep doing your thing. I see you. Like I said, I done peeped your page. I done Instagram stalked you a couple of times. So just keep doing your thing. And for those that's like listening or going to be on the show, just support the man. If he sends the collab for the post, we post the shit. God damn, accept it. Because like I said, we need more of this.
Appreciate it. And on that note, peace. One love. I'm the underdog with the heroic heart. I'm Eric Jones Jr. I have to keep pushing for my kids. If I give up, what's that leave them with? Nothing. I have to understand that it's bigger than me. That it's not about me when I wake up and go to work. It's not about me when I read and educate myself. It's not about me when I'm practicing my speeches. It's not about me. It's about my family.